the main thing I do as a volunteer is I hold hands in the operating theatre where they do the cataract operations. And the main thing is I do a ward round behind Mr. Dunbar, the surgeon, and I meet them straight away because they're all pretty elderly people and they're very, very frightened, most of them, very apprehensive because they've heard all sorts of things about lasers. And it's frightening. So if I sit and talk to them for a little while, it sort of breaks everything down, and I'll say to the ladies that I'm Brian the volunteer and I'm going to hold your hand during the operation. They all giggle and say I haven't had my hand held by a man for 20 years, and it calms them down. And I say to the men, you know, that I'm going to hold your hand during the operation. They say, well, disappointed, I thought it'd be a blonde. So I always say, well, I've got a blonde wig in the locker which I can put on, but I always say that if I meet you in the street I won't tell anybody that I've held your hand, and they all laugh, and it puts them a bit more at ease, and if they've got any questions that I can answer, I answer them, so that by the time they come out of the anaesthetic room into the theatre, they ask, is Brian here? And I'm there waiting on that, and they're a lot calmer. And so then I hold the hand during the operation, and the main thing about the operation is not just holding the hand, but it's outside communication, because if they get any discomfort, or if they want to cough or sneeze or move suddenly, they have to squeeze my hand first before they do it, and I'll stop Mr. Dunbar, the surgeon, so that they can cough, sneeze or whatever one's doing before we start again, because Mr. Dunbar does work inside the eye while he's doing this, and any sudden movements is not a very good thing. So that's the main thing I do, but the other side is it makes people feel more relaxed, and if they are a little bit worried, or if they're claustrophobic because they have a sterile tent over their head, I talk to them quietly all through the operation, and I just talk about what I've had through, if I've been out for a meal or done things like that. But it takes the mind off it, and it means it's a much easier operation for Mr. Dunbar to do. And then afterwards they go back into the ward and they have a cup of tea and biscuits, and they're on the way home. So, but I've had people send me cakes and things that where they've said they couldn't have probably gone through it without holding my hand, because it is a touch of the outside contact, and as I've said before, they feel as if I'm one of them, more of a patient than a part of the surgical team, so they warm to me a little bit more.